Konnichiwa, and welcome to the Samurai Way, the podcast where we dive into the wisdom of the samurai, the art of Japanese living, and the philosophies that help us live with purpose and perseverance. I'm Lori Sagawa, and whether you're here to explore Bushido, the code of the samurai, uncover the meaning of Ikigai, or just looking for a little extra gambaru, never give up spirit in your daily life, you're in the right place. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's walk this path together. Are you ready? Let's begin. Konnichiwa, minasan. Hello, and we are here at the Samurai Way podcast. I'm so happy and thankful that you're here today, and all of you listeners, and some people on YouTube watch it, but we are having a great time sharing about the Japanese principles and the samurai principles so that people, even though they're ancient, they're still applicable today, and you can have a wonderful life by maybe applying just one or two things that you may not have known before. And today, I am so happy and thankful to have our guest with us. Her name is Minako Horaguchi. And she's an Ikigai-based facilitator and coach who creates reflective spaces for people to pause, reconnect, and move forward with meaning, care, and intention. And Minako is from Japan, so this is especially special that we have her here today. So welcome to the Samurai Way podcast, Minako-san.
Thank you, Laurie. Thank you for having me today. I'm so excited and so grateful to be here.
Oh, well, thank you. And we have so much to cover today. I'm really, really excited. I'm learning a lot. I'm even learning a little Nihongo because my Nihongo is almost like not akachan, like a kodomo, like a kid, but try to learn all the time. And so one of the first things you want to talk about is your story, and that would be interesting for people to hear it from living in Japan and Ikigai.
Yes, so thank you. I'm a founder of my Ikigai and a facilitator and a coach and then reflection partner for leaders. I usually help leaders explore a way of growth, evolving that integrate external success with internal alignment grounded in Ikigai, Zen, and psychology and neuroscience. I call it it's 101 in strategy. And then this, all based in how I grew up and then my journey of Ikigai. So I was born and raised in Takayama, Gifu. It's a center of Japan, and then it's near Japan North Alps. So it's really countryside, a beautiful place. And I lived with my parents and the older brother. And my parents still have a garden to grow vegetables and a rice field and where they used to spend time after work and weekends. And then I used to like follow them around, picking up some frogs or bugs and playing with mud. Yeah. And then running around the mountain, explore with my friends. That's my childhood. And then in my early career, I was an educator, and I was really passionate about helping people to grow and evolving. And it's funny thing that my core value hasn't changed since then. And then at that time, my passion become bigger, and then that's lead me to the place where I was founder of this school. And then at that time, I wasn't aware of it, but looking back, I was living my ikigai, right? Every morning I was getting up in the morning, so excited, and what's gonna happen this morning? What can I deliver? What can I create for these people who I can connect with, right? And I was full of energy to live daily. And then at that time, I was like, it's just like egoistic, but like everybody should live that life with a purpose. This is amazing. Yeah. And that was kind of my milestone in my life. And then entering 30 was new season of my life, building family. And then I added up new role. I left the business and then my new role was like immigrant in America, mom, and stay-home mom, and then wife. So it was like a new experience for me. And then I really enjoyed being a mother and then building a family. But then maybe later, late 30s, I start to kind of miss the ikigai, like the way I live. So, the missing part, I went back to work and I just worked hard as I was in my 20s. But it's just, I couldn't get the feeling, It's like why I was doing the way I was doing. And then later on, like obviously, like 20 years of myself and then 30 years of myself is different person and
Uh-huh.
different environment, different priority and value. But, I didn't know I have to, upgrade myself, the way I work and the way I live, right? So I just doing the same thing when I was 20 and didn't work. And then I went into this like program to be a life coach and an NLP practitioner and reconnect with myself. So I went back to Japan in 2021 with my daughters. It was really nice because I left Japan later in my late 20s. And then relearn about myself and also start learning about Ikigai and Zen. And then I just all the dots start to connect. Yeah. And then now I'm back, Ikigai living again. Same value, helping people to grow, evolve. But you know, 40, I'm 45-year-old
Wow.
version of all the working, way of working. It's same, not same, but like Ikigai living, but totally different compared to in my 20s.
Did you hear much about Ikigai in Japan, or maybe even did you hear more about it when you went back in the 1920s? I mean, no,
Oh,
2020s.
2000,
I'm sorry.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, Ikigai is like very daily word I heard even in my growing up,
Hmm.
right? And it's not, now like Ikigai is like kind of huge word in the world, but like it's very simple. Like my dad works at the, garden and, sweating and then come back home around like, 5 and then open a can of beer and then drinking and then, oh, this is my Ikigai. Right? But it's
Hmm.
makes sense that makes him feel good and then like, alive and then just relax and then kind of ending a day with joy with like food that my mom cooked from the garden and it just totally makes sense.
If can you share how you have been now that you've made this life transition? How have you been helping people like today? How?
Yes. So let me quickly touch base on what ikigai is just the kanji Chinese character. Ikigai is worth living, right? And then when you think about like, oh, what's worth living, it's kind of like difficult to point out. But when you bring it down to your feeling or body, and then you can start to remember like the joy, the feeling of joy,
Mhm.
or raising energy and then feeling love and happiness and then excitement and a little spark or like tiny
Mhm.
little movement of your curiosity, right? Like what is this
Yes.
thing? And then that feeling is you know ikigai kan, like feeling of ikigai, right? And then, you know, and then it's interesting. I asked, we greeted each other earlier. You know how to say "How are you" in Japanese, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's yeah, genki desu ka?
Genki. Mm-hmm.
Genki. And the
Genki.
Genki, yeah, the kanji, ki is energy, and the gen is origin. So that Genki desu ka means origin of energy, vitality, right? So it's just funny, but like, how are you in Japanese is like, are you feeling energy? Are you feeling alive?
Oh.
We never think that way, but the
Mm-hmm.
kanji, the real meaning is that way, right? So like Ikigai, when you start living your Ikigai, what you love, what makes you feel good, and your energy goes up, right? And that has been helping uh, people's well-being, right? And then just people who have little anxiety or not feeling right. And when they start to connect with their Ikigai, it just start to kind of grow their energy. And then when you are like, earning those energy, you start to feel more open and your
Yes.
hope and then, your desires start to come up naturally. And then when you start share this, your little obsession, right? To your family or friends, a community, podcast, a blog, or, to the world, and then you start to feel the flow of energy. It could be some like, thank you, that was really helpful, or like, the smile you receive or like, people comment on your work, good feedback about your work or your presence, or you receive the good friendship or money, right? And that all the energy flows. And then during the process, you start to feel the sense of like mission and purpose. Um, and then that's aligned with your ikigai, your sense of aliveness. And that's helping people to like live their life with um fulfillment and then it's affect their our psychology too.
Mhm. That was interesting how you mentioned when you were young, you were actually living your ikigai, but you didn't really know what it was. And I think that happens to a lot of kids, younger people, that they naturally gravitate towards something, like whether boys like trucks and motorcycles or whether they're more the hands-on kind of person or they're into books, so they're more, in the intellectual and wanting knowledge. But I believe that a lot of people kind of know what it is, but sometimes it can get suppressed, or the teacher tells you no, not this way or that way, or the parents or friends or whatever, well-meaning maybe sometimes, but sometimes that can get misguided.
Right. Yeah, that's so true. And also like, sometimes we think that our, we want to be we were looking for someone's validation or like, prize or something. So like, you don't really aware of that you're already living in a ikigai because no one spotlight on your work. But
Mm-hmm.
in a process, when we are like really looking at it, and then people sometimes, oh, I do live in my ikigai actually.
Mm.
So it's a lot of like awareness involves too.
And also, Minako-san, would you like to talk about kokoro? Because it's not many people understand it, and I was so happy and thankful that you did explain it more fully to me. I've heard of it, but now you get to explain it to the our listening audience.
Yes. So kokoro it shows up in daily conversation in Japan and in poetry and literature and just like even like describe work or relationship or like just daily life, it shows up a lot. And I was wondering how many words or expression that kokoros in it. And then there are over thousands of expressions. And then
Wow.
yeah. So it's like it's really important in our culture.
Mhm,
Um, and then for example, kokoro wo komeru means to do something with care,
mhm.
right? And sincerely. Kokoro ga michiru is to feel fulfilled. And then kokoro ga kayou is to feel like connection. And then kokoro zukai is a thoughtfulness. So like we have a lot of
Oh, yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Yes. And then, then what does kokoro really mean is kokoro is, three concepts of heart, like emotional, and the mind, and the spirit, soul, into a single comprehensive word. It's all integrated together.
Mhm.
Um,
Muzukashi,
uh,
huh?
yes. Yes, it is. And then, this is not just like, East and health or wisdom, but it's this all integration. It shows that, positive psychology or trauma-informed psychology and neuroscience and, health department really shows that the connection.
Mm. Well, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. I think people really glean a lot and understand how rich the Japanese language is. It's just, I've been studying it for quite a while, just a little bit here and there. And there's so many things that it could mean in the extractions and how it, like kokoro, you said 1,000 different ways it could be explained, or
Yeah.
that's
Yes.
really amazing.
Yeah, it definitely has depth in
Mm-hmm.
it. Yeah. And then the kokoro is so talking about ikigai feeling, and the kokoro has it's integrated, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
the ikigai is in the kokoro, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then, in modern life, we tend to live in our heads a lot, right? And then we are like really, really intelligent, capable, and I really respect all the people who are doing the best work to the world. And then, back to 1500 or 2000, we are more Japanese people, we are more based on living in our kokoro that shows in our poetry and literature, right? But
Mm-hmm.
this same time, I'm really aware that people we left our kokoro where ikigai exists behind,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then kind of lost touch with it. Um, but it's not separated thing, right? It's all connected, and it's all creates harmony. We need harmony
Yes.
because yeah, and then it's real data shows that is last 30 decades, probably. I might be wrong, but the anxiety and depression is doubled, right? It's kind of disconnect with our heart, soul, and
Yes.
feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then we all need this alignment of who we are, and ikigai and the heart exist. Um, like, when you go to acupuncture because your shoulder is hurt, and I go to acupuncture, shoulder hurts or back hurts, and then, the spine's a little crooked, so they kind of fix in an alignment, right? And we all in our body, we all need that alignment too, and then as a symptom, we feel a little anxiety and we feel kind of off, and we don't feel not happy, or so I really care about this inner, I call it inner strategy. It's kind of create an alignment of who you
Mm-hmm.
are and who you are becoming.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that could be a Venn diagram. No, we don't need
Yeah,
another Venn diagram. We don't want to
yeah,
confuse
yeah.
that with Ikigai.
That's true. Yeah.
It's been so interesting speaking with you, Minako, and I've really, really enjoyed it. And I have three three brothers and two sisters, and I'm the only one that had the Japanese interest. And I've been to Japan,
Mm,
learned how to speak it, and because of what my parents went through in World War II, it wasn't something desirable, shall we say, because I was ridiculed and
right.
discriminated against. But now that I've come back to find out that's who I really am, I can't change myself. I can't change my hair, my eyes. Can't have blue eyes. I am who I am. And so now I absolutely love Japan. And every time I go there, I just feel so happy and healthy and safe. And it's always so visually stimulating because you don't have purple and pink houses next to gray and green. Everything's very homogenous and very aesthetically pleasing. And the design in Japan is just wonderful. Their aesthetics, they were way ahead of a lot of places in the world with their design and the woodblock prints and the way they did textiles. There's just so much that people and podcaster listeners can glean from this podcast, as well as a little plug, my emails. They're all about Japan because I love it so much and just think that there's something for everybody there in Japan. So if it's not on your
Mm.
bucket list, I highly recommend you come to Japan. And especially this year would be a great year to go because after this year, it's going to be a little harder, more expensive, but it's still right now very reasonable and wonderful place to visit. So that's my plug about Japan. And also, I want to encourage all of you to continue listening to this. It means a lot to us. And please share it with your friends, like it, subscribe, and leave a comment. We love hearing comments. So as we're finishing up, Minako-san, I'd love for you to just share any bits of wisdom that you wanted to share with the audience.
Mm, yes. So I truly believe that everybody has all the resources in your
Yes.
kokoro, and all the experience you have was all the with experience, and then
Mm-hmm.
skill and everything is it's within you. And then, a lot of it is in our subconscious mind, but it's there. So I want you to kind of keep curious about who you are and who you're becoming, because it's amazing journey to kind of um, you know live with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I there's some season, good season, kind of bad season. It's a life, but we always get through this because you have yourself within you.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's beautiful. Thank you so much, Minako. It's just been a joy to have you here. And this being International Women's Month, we have an international woman here with us and teaching us about Ikigai and Kokoro. It's been a wonderful podcast. I've really, really enjoyed it. So thank you so much for being here, Minako. And also thank you, audience. Thank you for listening. And without you, this wouldn't continue. So continue to like, subscribe, share it with others. So as we all go along the samurai way. Mata ne. Goodbye.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap for today's episode, The Samurai Way. I hope you found a little inspiration, a new perspective, or just something to reflect upon as you go about your day. Now remember, the samurai spirit isn't just about history. It's about how you show up, face challenges, and live with purpose. Whether it's Ikigai guiding your path or a little extra Ganbaru pushing you forward, keep walking strong. If you enjoyed this episode, Be sure to subscribe, share, or leave a review. It really helps. And if you've got some thoughts, questions, or you just want to connect, just contact me. So until next time, stay focused, stay determined, and keep living with purpose. Mata ne.